Hi there, welcome to the channel. My name is Justin. In this video, I'm going to show you how I set up my browser to help me stay focused and productive throughout the workday. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm an entrepreneur and digital nomad. I've been traveling full-time for 5 years, running 2 different online businesses. So I guess you'd call me a knowledge worker. I work in front of the computer Monday to Friday and been doing this for many years. So I picked up a few little tricks and experimented with different setups to help me stay more focused and productive. So I want to share what I've learned over the last 10 years or so doing this. So the first thing I do when I start working, after I'm comfortable, set up my computer. I'm right now in a co-working space in Bucharest, and that's typically where I'll be when I'm working. So I open up my browser, and in my companies, we use Asana for project management. So I basically open up 6 tabs right at the start of my day to be Asana, and then Slack, where most of the communication takes place between my team and also between the team and our clients, Google Calendar. And then, as you can see here, I've got 3 different inboxes open, basically 3 emails that I use for, the vast majority of communication over email. So if you're brand new to the channel, you should know, just to help you out, I run Project BI, which is an analytics agency. We work with e-commerce businesses, and Hawkeye Ventures is the newer business. This email is just a legacy email, and certain tools and contacts are in this email. So I have those 3 emails open. And yeah, this is basically how I start my day. I will jump into Slack, go through all the messages that came through in the night, respond, open up some tasks in Asana. I'll go through my calendar, and basically these 6 tabs will be open up all throughout the day. At times I'll close the emails if I'm kind of, at inbox 0 and I want to just not have them in front of me. You'll also notice I pin. So there's this nice feature in Chrome where you can pin a tab. And since Asana, my project management, Slack, and Google Calendar, I need all day long, I pin the 3 of them and place them over here. The other thing you might notice is I've deliberately set up my bookmark bar to help me out. So when you bookmark a URL in the bookmark bar, it will take the favicon, which is this little icon, from the URL. So there's no need to have the name like you have in this case. We've got the favicon and a name and some text. So nice little tip is when you bookmark, you can actually edit, and you can just remove the name, and then you'll just have the icon. So you can see here I've got a number of icons of services that I use frequently. Here's Substack and GitHub, Microsoft Teams, etc. You then might notice I've got these little dividers. So this is also just a URL, and the favicon happens to be this divider. So if you look closely, I'm hovering over it, you can just visit that URL, and whenever you need a divider, you can just bookmark it, remove the text if there is, and then you can use it to divide up your, the different areas of the bookmark bar. Next thing I have is folders. So you can see here I've got a pretty robust folder structure that I've set up for the different businesses. So, whenever a Google sheet or a link to some presentation or whatever the case may be, a file shared with me that's relating to a specific client, I'll go ahead and bookmark it I'm not going to hover now because I don't want to disclose at this time, my client list, but every client has a folder, and any link that's relevant to that client will be bookmarked and placed in the relevant folder. So I'm a big, fan of that. And as long as you're kind of logged in to Google, on any machine, it will actually sync the bookmarks over. So if your computer dies and you kind of buy a new one, you can just get all this set up very easily. It's all saved on the cloud. So here you can see just a number of folders. Feedio was a startup I worked on for many years, and I'll probably talk about it in future videos, but that's over here. And then I've got a section which is kind of like bits and pieces, like links that I've been meaning to visit to, as part of like self-education, you could say. And then lastly, the other bookmarks is there by default. So that's how, the browser is set up more or less. You can see I do use certain Chrome extensions. I'll probably do a dedicated video on some of these in the future. And some of them, I need to access, like, for example, Loom. This is a color picker, which is quite useful when I need to get the hex codes of certain logos and stuff like that when I'm designing dashboards. So yeah, I've got a few Chrome extensions that are pinned over here, and that's really it. That's how the browser is set up. Some other things is I like to listen to music when I'm working, at least part of the day. So instead of having a tab up here of music, I'll just drag, I usually use YouTube, so you can see I've been listening to this long mix. I like to put on, dance and trance, in the background. So I purposefully, might open it here, but I'll drag it out and keep it down here as a separate window, just so it's in the background and not, in my face. So I'll start my day here. I'll, answer some emails, build my to-do list, deal with, any communication in Slack. And then if I'm gonna work on some, I need to do some deep work, then what I'll typically do is I'll open up a new tab. Let's just say I want to do some data modeling in DBT. So I'll do that knowing I'm going to work on something, do some deep work. But instead of doing it here where I've got my emails and all the distractions, I'll just drag it out and focus here, and then just minimize the other window. And then, I might just, I'll log in, I might open up some additional tabs of things I need to help me do the deep work, and I'll just sit on that for, a few hours. And this way, the email, the Slack, the calendar, none of that's in my face, and I can really just focus on what's in front of me. And that's it. So I hope you got some tips from this video. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to get back to you. Thanks for watching.